Live from the iCave, this is the Apple Daily. Apple could be banned from pre-installing apps on iPhones in Europe. UK and Ireland get Apple Maps look-around update and cycling directions. And Apple catches electronics recycler illegally reselling over 100,000 iPhones, iPads and Apple Watches.
This is the Apple Daily.
I'm David for Living on iPad, and I simplify Apple so that everything just works for you. If you want the latest Apple news, leaks and rumours every weekday at 12 UTC, like the video, subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss a thing. Apple could be banned from pre-installing apps on iPhones in Europe. So in a continuation of stupid ideas coming out of Europe, like having to have a single charger and everything else that they've done, the European Union is now talking about not allowing Apple to pre-install apps on the iPhone so that consumers have more choice. Unfortunately, they also think that the App Store is one of those apps that probably shouldn't be pre-installed. So the so-called Digital Services Act would potentially stop these gatekeeper platforms, things like Apple and Google, from pre-installing their stuff on their own stuff so that consumers have more choice, but it also makes things way harder for people to actually do. Like, if you're not a techie person, getting basically a blank iPhone and then being asked to install your own app store and then find all the things that you need is not going to be a simple task. My only thought is that potentially they might put a link that immediately takes you to install the app store, and then there'll be a single button that you can press which is like download recommended apps, something like that. But why just make it harder? Like, just put a note on there that says you can change these things and here's how. This kind of harks back to when Microsoft was bundling Windows Internet Explorer and everyone decided that was some sort of a monopoly, even though it's just a way of accessing the internet. And now they have to give you a choice, so now everyone just uses Google Chrome, and that has become the monopoly instead. So, much better. UK and Ireland get Apple Maps look-around update and cycling directions. So this is kind of exciting for me, probably not for everyone that's watching this, but Look Around for the first time has come to places that I recognise, which is really fun. I tried it out last night with London, just while I was sort of finding out about this. I'll throw some of that on the screen while we're doing this. But yeah, the 3D views are definitely better than Google Street Views. It actually feels quite immersive and 3D. You feel a bit like the Flash flying through these areas as you click to different areas. The look around is really smooth. I really like it. Eddie Q, leaker of Apple event information, said Apple Maps is the best way to explore and navigate the world, all while protecting your privacy. And we're excited to bring the new map to our users in the UK and Ireland. We've rebuilt the map from the ground up with better navigation, richer detail, more accurate information for places, and incredible features like look around, cycling directions, and curated guides from trusted resources. We've reimagined how maps can help users find the places they love and to get to where they're going even faster and easier. Now, Apple Maps did have a bumpy start, but to be completely honest, for me, I find it more useful than Google Maps these days. I don't use Google Maps very often. I've tried it out a few times, really prefer the way that Apple Maps works. But that's just me. And Apple catches electronics recycler illegally reselling over 100,000 iPhones, iPads and Apple Watches. So Apple is now suing the Canadian electronics company Geep, who were caught illegally reselling a bunch of iPhones and stuff that they had been contracted to recycle down into their parts for Apple. The company is saying that it was 3 employees that did it on their own. Turns out those 3 employees, executives, all kind of quite high up in the company, but the company didn't know about it. So this is going to be going to court. Apple is said to be seeking compensation, totaling the profits from all of the stolen devices, plus another 31 million Canadian dollars, which is 23.3 million US dollars. That's interesting to actually know what the exchange rate is, because I always hear Canadian dollars and I think it's just the same. It's like Scottish pounds. And Geep, the company, actually wants to make the executives themselves responsible for paying this back. So that's quite a chunk of money they need to find. Have a little route round the couches, boys. I'm assuming it's guys that did this, because normally women are a lot more trustworthy. So it turns out about 18% of the devices that were sent by Apple to Geep to recycle were the ones that ended up being used back on networks. And that's how it was all found out, because Apple is kind of clever when it comes to this stuff. That's the end of the news stuff. Yesterday I posted a big old video. It's over 20 minutes long, so grab yourself a drink if you want to check it out. But it is about how Apple Silicon Macs may or may not be upgradable in the future. I kind of take a deep dive into it and some ideas that Apple might potentially use. Kind of a bit fantasy, a bit stuff that we expect. So it's a really interesting video. There's a bit of history of Apple at the beginning of it about Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak and their differences in terms of recycling and reusing and upgradability and stuff. So I think you'll enjoy it. I hope you get the chance to watch it. I will stick a link up there. And that's kind of the end of the show. Thank you for watching. If you want to join the notification squad, make sure you ring the bell when you've subscribed. We are going. We're at like 540 subs now. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Fingers crossed we find out when the Apple event is officially very soon. I still think it's going to be the 13th of October. See you in the next one.